Good evening and welcome to the Town Board meeting of the Town of Glenville for February 3rd. Please rise for an invocation and pray allegiance. For the invocation tonight, I just ask that we pause in a moment of silence and you can each offer your own intentions. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman
They're
Fellows?
here.
Councilman Goulart?
Yes.
Councilman Wozzowski? Present. Supervisor Kessler?
Here. So as there are agendas up front, we do have a busy meeting of a couple of public hearings first. Currently on the resolution, we have item number 9, which would be a resolution for the town board to go into executive session to discuss litigation. We anticipate that to be a lengthy discussion, so the board has instead decided to move number 9 and number 11, which is one of the items being discussed in number 9, to after the two add-ons that are on the back. So I know it's a little confusing, but we have two add-on resolutions, both potentially adopting the subjects of the moratorium in public hearings. So we will have the public hearings. We'll do 7, 8, 9, and 11. We'll move to the back. We'll move through the agenda. So that at least will save you from sitting around waiting for us to come out of executive session, because most of the items will be done by then. We do anticipate coming back and conducting business, however. So if you do want to wait, there will be some public items taken up, specifically item number 11, and potentially another add-on. So that's the scorecard, if you all follow that. With that, we'll start with town council reports on my left with Councilman Goulart. Nothing tonight. Councilwoman Wozzowski.
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, I have two items for this evening. Recently, a group of us formed and met with regard to a celebration of our town center. Everybody is aware that we putting in new lighting, we put in sidewalks, et cetera, et cetera. So we came up with an idea to have a Glenville Community Day, which would be a several-day event in May, probably the 18th to the 21st, but that date is not set in stone. Some of the things that we talked about having would be a parade to honor all of our volunteer firefighters, our police department, any and all service members in our community, to honor their service to our town and to our country, because we feel like that's something the town, we do with Scotia, but we want to do on our own as well. A few other things just to highlight the walkability of town center. We were thinking about having perhaps some sort of a town-wide weight loss challenge in conjunction with the YMCA, and a couple of other ideas have come forth, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be kind of something really different. We want to work with local business owners to kind of spotlight all of the businesses and restaurants and such that have come to the town center, and everyone has been able to enjoy thus far. In conjunction with that, I did attend the town chiefs meeting last week, and they were very excited and pleased to hear that we wanted to spotlight them, and as well as the other members in our community. So it sounds like they're going to participate, and I think that that's it for now.
Thank you. Councilman Martin.
I might be stealing a little of your thunder, but we got word earlier this afternoon that our grant application for the linkage study got recommended for funding, and it's not, although not final, I believe, Kevin, the 24th, a final decision will be made, but it has been recommended on for funding to the Executive Committee of the Capital District Transportation Council, and that's for Freeman's Bridge Road. So that's good, in conjunction with the CFA award we got for the local waterfront revitalization for that same corridor. So that's good news.
A lot of activity there. Anything else, Jim?
Nope, that's it.
Councilman Pillamon.
No report tonight.
Okay. So we'll go right into the public hearing, which is actually the first public hearing, which is item number 5. And this public hearing is to hear all those interested in the temporary moratorium on permits for projects in suburban residential zoning, which require conditional use permits, site plan review, and building permits for the use of townhouses, duplexes, twin homes, and two-family dwellings. So we'll open the public hearing on Anyone wish to be heard on that matter? If you raise your hand, we'll invite you to the podium to address the board. Sir.
I'm sorry, my voice is late. I'm Greg Shannon. I'm from 14 Lee Road in the Woodruff Heights section. And really, I support the moratorium. I do have a more specific concern, and it's really asking for clarification concerning the Matalone Associates project at 375 Saratoga Road. Now, I understand, or at least it's my interpretation, that the town board did inform Matalone Associates that that apartment complex would not be approved, and that there would be a moratorium on duplexes or other projects at that site. Is that correct? It's really a question I'm asking.
Yes. Couldn't say there would be a moratorium. We said that the board would be considering a moratorium. Yes.
Okay. Because shortly after we had the last town meetings, it's a concern, is Mr. Matalone and his folks were out doing surveys on their property, obviously for some other objective, and that was suspicious between us.
And our legal counsel did point out to me that just a moment ago that this is not specific to that site. This is
Okay, I understand.
the entire suburban residential. But it would include his project as well.
It would include his project or any other subsequent applications.
Or any other. And again, it's a moratorium, so that it gives us time in the comprehensive plan, which is being rewritten now, to address that issue permanently.
If Mr. Matalone decided he was going to put in X number of duplexes and put in an application before the moratorium was passed or even before the 6-month period, could he potentially be, and maybe I'm not using the right word, grandfathered in and say,
Well, the moratorium would potentially pass this evening. It would be considered this evening. If it passed, he certainly doesn't have an application before the town to be grandfathered into.
okay. Well, that was mainly I wanted to ask questions. Now, the moratorium will last until when?
It's a 6-month moratorium.
And then
July.
July, and then after that, the moratorium's off and we go back to
The board can reauthorize it, or hopefully, and probably maybe not, I don't want to put false expectations out there, the comp plan would have dealt with it, but zoning probably would not have been permanently changed by that point, so it'll probably have to be reauthorized in July.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anyone else wish to be heard on this?
Good evening. Craig Pangburn from 14 Anglebar Drive. I'm just going to tell you that my wife and I and my neighbors, unfortunately some that couldn't be here, that are out of town, are very much in favor of the moratorium. We think it's a good thing. Just want to let you know that. And also, my biggest thing is 6 months from now, as you're working on this comprehensive plan, which is well overdue, you consider the single-family aspect of it. For anybody to come in and say a townhouse is single family, which it is, but there's 25 of them in a building, I think that's something that I hope all of you that are going to work on the comprehensive plan realize that many of us feel that's not right. I don't know how else to really put it. It just opens the door for a lot of things that we've been trying to fight against the apartments. We don't see a lot of difference, and when you're doing the plan, we hope that you consider the parts of Glendale that are older, such as our Woodruff Drive complex. Their houses are from the 1940s to have brand new big complexes put in, townhouses, condos. It really puts everybody in quite a bind, and I hate seeing the town just lower itself to just apartments and not working on houses and bringing in families instead of single folks or maybe just 2 people. But it's a great idea. I hope you go with the moratorium, and best of luck with the plan, and I hope you remember our feelings about the single family dwelling. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard on this matter? Seeing public hearing is now closed. And just one comment on the comprehensive plan, although this board will get a draft of it and will be the ones that enact the changes or adopt the new comprehensive plan, we fully anticipate residents to be involved in that process as the draft comes out. So we'll be holding some public meetings, and that'll be a great time for residents to come out and comment on the plan. It's not going to just be adopted without going through public review.
To put a fine point on that, a public hearing is required in law, both at the committee level that's working on the plan and by this board. So there will be a minimum of 2 public hearings on the plan. The document, we all hope, will be out several weeks prior to those hearings occurring. And I also personally and individually would like to advocate for just a community meeting, not getting it before we get into that formal public hearing process, about the plan, what it says, so we have thorough, adequate opportunity for public comment. So you'll be hearing more about that in the coming months. So,
Thank you.
Could I just ask a question?
Yes, sir.
I just am curious, will the draft comprehensive plan be made public? I mean, other than at the meetings, will it be available on the website?
oh yeah. They'll be in multiple formats.
We'll bring it to the Outlaws Neighborhood Association. It won't be ready by then. It won't be ready. Next public hearing we'll open is a public hearing to hear all those interested in the proposed local law imposing a moratorium on permits for projects in general business zone, requiring conditional use permits and site plan review for automobile repair shops and car washes. That public hearing is now open. Anyone wish to be heard on that matter? Going once, going twice. Again, this is a moratorium. Oh, there's some. I'm sorry. Yes.
I just wondered if we can include used car dealerships.
I think they're already not allowed anywhere in the town, essentially. They're already not allowed. This will be only for automobile repair shops and car washes because the used cars are already not allowed in our zoning. Anyone else wish to be heard on that matter? Going once, going twice. The hearing is now closed. We now open the privilege of the floor, which is item number 7. The floor is now open. We'll call folks who signed up first. Greg and Craig both went. I don't know if you want to go again. Okay. So that's fine. And then we have Peter. Peter, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Peter Miranda from 22 Woodruff Drive. And a couple of months ago, I think I spoke to Mr. Martin just offhand about concerns with the new town plan and this concept of eminent domain. About 15 years ago or so, those may remember that there was a case in Connecticut, Kelo versus the City of London, where there was an eminent domain issue where some residents had to sell their homes. The town was purchasing the homes and then in turn was going to sell it to a developer, and the intent there was they were going to improve the town, the public benefit, and taxes, etc. And this went through the Supreme Court, and eventually they sided with the town of the city itself, the city of London. The problem that was cited when you look at the dissenting opinion had to do with the fact the way that the law was written. They did not have a clause to exclude economic development as one concept within the eminent domain laws that they had. I did not have a chance to mail this to the town. What I wrote out here is essentially a proposal that the town should look at the definition of eminent domain law. And I have no issue that the government has a right to take property for valid use with compensation, and the property can be taken for the use of, for example, public roads, parks, schools, or library, but that the law should be used for development of valid public use or benefit, and that eminent domain should be prohibited for use in economic development except for elimination of blight. When you look at the New York State law right now, they talk about public projects with respect to eminent domain. They state and define means any program or project for which acquisition of property may be required for public use, benefit, or purpose, and it does not get into any definition about public or economic development. With respect to the City of New London, by the way, In the end, the developer never proceeded, was ever able to get funding, and the town lost $75 million for the series of lawsuits and paying the people for the residents. I think it's still bare land now. So I would ask when the town starts to look at the new comprehensive plan, because I don't see New York State acting to do any remediation of this. A number of states have, we have not. I'd rather make the town take a position on this now and put into our plan that we not use economic development for eminent domain, condemnation of eminent domain. I have here a copy of my statement of New York State law, and there's some information I have from the Attorney General's website about eminent domain. You can see it really doesn't address this issue at all.
If you'd like to provide that, we can make sure that it gets into the discussion on the comprehensive plan. Or if you want to make copies.
No, that's fine.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Anyone else wish to be heard or privilege of the floor? Going once, going twice, seeing none, the floor is now closed. Next item, the supervisor's comments to the board, which we are going to skip for the evening and move into, of course, item number 9 has been moved, so we'll move right into item number 10. Resolution authorizing the supervisor to enter into an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Rotterdam. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. For point of discussion, this has been something that our police chief and lieutenants have been working on for some time, and essentially would allow us to move our tower from where it is now, and it escapes me exactly where it is right now, but somewhere in West London, and move it to Rotterdam Tower, and that would save us considerable amount of money for monthly fees for having the tower here. So it is a form of shared services. We'll be working with Rotterdam and sharing their tower. As I say, this has been going on for 2 years, it seems. Yeah. And we finally got to where Rotterdam has accepted the agreement, and again, this is something that will save us a significant amount of money once fully adopted. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Catalano?
Yes.
Councilman Blumer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution, we'll move to 11, so resolution 12 will be a resolution adopting local law 1 of 2016, amending chapter 255 of the Vehicle and Traffic Law. Do I have a motion?
So
Do
moved.
I have a second?
I'll second it.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Supervisor, this is a proposal to change the speed limit on Maple Avenue from Outlaws Road to Glen Ridge Road, which is currently 40 miles an hour. We're looking to reduce that to 30 miles an hour, and that's the purposes of this proposal here. It also states that from Outlaws Ave then to Freeman's Bridge Road, it will be 40 miles an hour, which it currently is.
I believe Councilman, we're going to 35, not 30, right? 35?
Yes, 35.
Excellent. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Catalano?
Yes.
Councilman Blumer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 13, scheduling a public hearing for February 17th to hear all those interested in extension of sewer district number 9. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Mr. Supervisor, a written petition has been presented to and filed with the town clerk of the town of Glenville requesting an extension. The sewer district number 9 of the town of Glenville will be established to include real property described by the section block and lot number of petition and consisting of 2 parcels located at 121 and 127 Maple Avenue in the town of Glenville. A map and plan report prepared by ABD Engineers dated May 6, 2008 and revised January 27, 2016 was filed in the town with the town clerk. And hereby resolve the town board of town of Glenville adopt the following order. A petition to add an extension to sewer district number 9 connecting the 2 parcels, one which is
proposed to be developed for 44 condominiums from said parcel along a private road to the sewer main in Maple Avenue by lateral connection that has been filed with town clerk. The real property to be included in the extension described as section, block, and lot number as identified as Schenectady County Real Property Tax Service Agency Tax Map 23-2-18.11. The improvements proposed are installation of a privately owned low-pressure sewer main of approximately 800 feet in length with up to 45 lateral connections and grinder pumps, and with one connection to the town-owned Maple Avenue. The amount proposed to be expanded for the extension is approximately $150,000 to be borne entirely by the developer. No portion of the cost of this extension will be attributed to sewer district number 9. The estimated annual costs are, the district is $86.40, O&M $297.05. The MAT plan report describing the extension of sewer district 9 regarding the potential extension is on file in the town clerk's office. The proposed financing method to be employed in the construction of this connection of the sewer district is privately financed by the developer. Be resolved, the town board, town of Glenville, will hold a public hearing and a petition to establish this extension, sewer district number 9, February 17, 2016, at 7 p.m. here at Town Hall.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the roll.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pillon?
Yes.
Councilman Blunt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Cassel?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution is an add-on, add-on 1, adopting local law number 2, which is a local law imposing a temporary moratorium on townhouses, duplexes, etc. in a suburban residential. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Moved and second. Any discussion?
Well, I think you pretty much covered it, and this is...
Stole your thunder.
And it's for the, it's in regards to the moratorium that we just had the public hearing on, so.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, please record the roll.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pillon?
Yes.
Councilman Blunt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Cassel?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution is add-on resolution 2, adopting local law number 3 of 2016, which is a local law, well, I'll have the councilman introduce it. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Moved and second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. This is a temporary moratorium on permits for projects in general business zone requiring conditional use permit and site plan review for automobile repair shops and car washes. That's it.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pillon?
Yes.
Councilman Blunt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Cassel?
Yes, resolution passes. Before we take up number 9, which is to go into executive session, let's do number 14 for new business. We'll start on my left, Councilman Blunt. Nothing this evening, sir. Councilwoman Wozzachowski.
No new business.
Councilman Martin.
Nothing new.
Councilman Blunt.
No new business.
Okay, we'll move on to number 9. Again, this is a resolution to go into executive session to discuss litigation strategy. It also relates to item number 11. So we will come back out and we will take up at least item 11, potentially another resolution as it relates to litigation strategy. And so we go into a different room. You're free to stay here. And as I say, it may be just a few minutes or more, but we will be back out to conduct business. So with that, I will take up a resolution to authorize the executive session. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
Do you have a second? Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Executive session.
I make a motion to exit the executive session.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're back in regular session, and we'll take up resolution number 11, which is a resolution authorizing the supervisor to enter into an agreement with the PBA. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, in agreement with the Town of Glenville and the Glenville Police Benevolent Association, Officer Scott Strait has submitted his resignation from the Town of Glenville Police Department. And the PBA, the town and Officer Strait have reached a tentative agreement as to the amount of payment for accrued vacation and comp time due Officer Strait, as well as other post-employment issues. And the town board has met in executive session during the course of the negotiations to discuss the matter with an attorney for the town and the attorney for the town recommends acceptance of the stipulation and agreement as in the best interest of the town and the police department, and therefore we're looking for the supervisor to sign the agreement.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pivoani?
Yes.
Councilman Luttrell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Hensley?
Yes, resolution passes. Since we took up new business already, there's no other business on the agenda. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move it.
Second?
Second?
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.